PS5 update 9.0 is now live with several new features. PS5 backwards compatibility gets big news, and the cancelled SpiderMan Insomniac title leaks. Those are the stories we're going to go over today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now or not? I'm currently still playing through the game, and I'm wondering if you guys are as well. It's a lengthy game, so comment below yes or no if you're playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the cancelled SpiderMan Insomniac game leaks online. Reading from Insider Gaming, following the gargantuan Insomniac leak that hit the company hard a couple of months ago, content is still being pulled out that's revealing new in development and cancelled projects, products, and concepts. Most recently, users stumbled upon a trailer for the cancelled multiplayer game SpiderMan The Great Web and promptly leaked the trailer online. This was supposed to be a 5-person multiplayer game built on a live service foundation, but it was struck down by Sony as revealed by the Insomniac leaks. In the leaked trailer for The Great Web, which looks incredibly polished, we get a glimpse at what the product might have looked like. In the short trailer that was leaked online, SpiderMan The Great Web is exposed in full, with the video showcasing incredible multiplayer elements that would have pit 5 players against the Sinister Six in New York City. It would have been built around a multiverse model, which was supposedly busted open by Scarlet Witch, and there would have been a character customization system leading to a diverse array of superheroes coming together to fight the big bad guys. So I've seen the trailer, and I'm obviously not going to post that here, but it's out there if you want to go check it out. It's disappointing that it got canceled because it could have been something interesting, something out of the norm. Again, for me, not everything has to be a live service title. They could have made this a co-op game with an ending and sold it as a full package like that, and people would have bought that, including myself. But since it was meant to be a live service title, I assumed the effort was not worth it, so they just decided to cancel the project. I will say it was interesting to see a trailer though, since the leaks, from what I remember before, made it seem like this was just in the concept phase, like this was just drawings and things on a piece of paper, not something that actually would have a trailer. I've seen people throw around the joke that Sony purposely put this trailer out there to gain feedback on what people thought about this type of game coming to fruition, to see if they should move forward with a project like this. If that's the case, yes, Sony, I'd personally be interested in a multiplayer Spider-Verse Spider-Man title, as long as, of course, it doesn't impact the creation of Wolverine, Venom, and the Spider-Man 3. I don't know if you need to get another group into Insomniac to work on this independently, and it doesn't affect the rest of Insomniac. Of course, we'll see how this goes, and if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PS5 update 9.0 is now live. So pretty much what I said on Monday, that the next big update will either go live this week or next week, and here we are. The update includes louder speaker support for the DualSense controller, which works pretty well from my experience. I really like that change. AI noise cancellation on the mic on the controller that locks in on your voice for voice chat and ignores what's around you, which also works pretty well from my experience, even with my surround system setup. It has hiccups where, say, if there's a big cutscene happening on screen, it'll confuse that for your voice, but that was a very specific situation for me where I was playing a co-op game. But when you're playing multiplayer games, you should just be fine because there's not many cutscenes when you're just playing normal multiplayer games. There was the share screen update where when someone shares their screen to other players, those players can now put pointers and emoji reactions on the player's screen who's sharing, which I just see being used to troll the player who's sharing their screen, but it is what it is. Sony has also confirmed that an update to the PlayStation app will be coming later this month to allow you to add interactions for share screens through that as well, so you can troll your friends through the mobile app as well. So that's a nice change there. You can also adjust the brightness of the console's power bars to make things even more stealth when you're playing at night. And the final change, which wasn't mentioned in the official blog post, is the change to the rest mode animation. That's changed from what it was before. I'm not sure if it's something that really needed to be mentioned, but that's there. And that's everything that we've seen so far, official or not mentioned. But you guys let me know if you've updated your PlayStation 5 yet or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, big play PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games on PS5 news. So this was an exciting story to read because I wasn't aware that companies like this existed, since emulation is already a big thing in the PC space and it's free. But a story recently popped up regarding a company known as Implicit Conversions, and it's a company focused on emulation. This company includes an ex-PCSX2 developer, which is the PC PS2 emulator. But not only that, this person also worked with Sony on bringing PS2 classics to the PS4 when Sony was doing that program years ago. According to the studio's recent interview, apparently after leaving Sony, this person, Jake Stein, decided to open up a new company that worked on contracts for Sony for emulation. The studio states this as their description originally. Among our clients, we are working with Sony Interactive Entertainment / PlayStation to bring PS1, PS2, and PSP games to the PS4 and PS5. This changed to currently we are working with clients to bring NES, PS1, PSP, and PS2 games to the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox. It changed to that after the story began getting more traction, according to the Reddit thread that covered this. I'm not sure why they needed to make that big of a change, maybe to open up their audience, but in their recent interview, they state they're helping Sony bring more PS1 games to the PS5, but based on their description, obviously, they're working on more than just PS1 games. So the gist here is that there's a studio called Implicit Conversions. They have an emulator called the Syrup Engine, which I forgot to mention earlier, but they called it the Syrup Engine since they're Canadian. Shout out to my fellow Canadians. And this studio is working on bringing classic games from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PSP to the PS4 and PS5. This to me is exciting because we haven't had new PS2 games since the PS2 Classics program. Again, that was years ago. I wonder if we'll see new PS2 games pop up at the second anniversary for the new PlayStation Plus service, which is this summer. Maybe they'll celebrate the second anniversary and surprise people with a bunch of PS2 games for the PlayStation Plus premium service. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited to know that there's a studio like this that exists, focused solely on bringing classic games to modern platforms. For me, my hope, my wishful thinking is that in the future, they potentially, maybe, ever at one point have plans to work on PS3 emulation. We know that Sony is working on that themselves based on reports, but it would be pretty cool to have a dedicated focused studio working on that. Honestly, Sony should just buy this studio out and make them the dedicated emulation studio over at Sony. But you guys let me know what PS2 games you want to come to the PlayStation 5. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with bring on the classics. Obviously, this is in reference to the PlayStation Classics emulation by Implicit Conversions. I'm hopeful that they bring more PS2 classics in the near future, that this doesn't take long. If you're excited for that as well, destroy the comment section with bring on the classics, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.
Armed with its innovative technology, its motion-controlled gaming experiences,